Hello planner friends, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, mainly because I've had no creative energy. I don't know what it is about this January, but haven't been feeling it. I guess it's now February, so maybe I'll start getting some creative juices flowing this month. I'm not sure, but we're here to solve a little problem that I'm having. Okay, so let's get into this video. I originally recorded a video. This is a mess. Tuck that back in. So I originally recorded a video putting this cover on my Makeover planner. Have not liked how it's stuck on. So last year I took the cover off, created my own cover. This is just scrapbook paper. The binding on the back turned out a little wonky. I've taped it a couple times because my washi wasn't sticking. So that's a little messy, but overall the planner stayed together really well. You can see that when I opened it up for lay flat, I gave it room the way I did the spine here. And then the front cover was just fine, like the paper is intact, and the same with the back, the paper is intact. But this year I did something different. I used scrapbook paper, but I covered it with like the Avery self laminate to make it a little harder, which I thought was a great idea, but it turns out I liked something like this better. I like the softer feel, even though it feels a little maybe less protected. It's always in a cover, so I want to skip the laminate and just use the scrapbook paper. It's kind of disappointing because I thought the laminate would be such a great idea, but in overall like use and feel, I just didn't care for it. So the other thing that I wanted to point out was somehow when I cut it, I cut the first piece of paper away from this on accident, and it just wants to pull away from the spine. I even tried putting some tape, but it's just, I don't know. I don't like this, and I don't like this noise. Yeah, no, for some reason, I just don't like it. And plus the cover is like pulling away from the book, so it's not flush, which I don't care for that. And the back side is not too bad. That's still intact. It's not pulling as bad, but I also didn't give it the same, I didn't do the same thing with the spine, and I'm not liking how every time I open it up, the front cover is pulling away from the book without that like room. Hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying, but it just doesn't have that nice room to be flexible like this book. And probably the laminate is making it harder and less flexible than this book was. So with that, I am gonna start a different planner for 2026. It's earlier in the year, so this is great. And I've already started using it. I was able to use this book to do an Amazon review with the cover, so that worked out really well. But I'm going to take the cover off and hopefully I can salvage my sticker. I was using this cover, but I ended up putting my journal in here, and I want to use this Erin Condren. It's originally supposed to be for the petite planner, but I just tied the strings really tight, and all I do is stick the planner in there just like that, and it's a perfect fit. Let's take the cover off of this planner and see how it goes. I did already do the cut lines. This is what I think I messed up on when I did my cut of this planner, and the reason why it was pulling away so much from itself, and like, so these papers split up here. Here I cut it right here at the crease. Last year I cut it right here. And if you can see, there's just a little bit, there's the crease line, and I cut away from the crease line just a hair. And I think that's what I needed because I needed this extra little lip, because that right there is what's gonna keep this piece of paper together, just because it's like it's glued a little bit deeper. I'm not a book expert by any means. This is just what I'm finding and what I'm sharing with you. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side real fast. Take out my stickers here. So I'm starting not in the crease, just away from the crease. And if your line isn't perfectly straight, that's fine, because we can always trim off excess later. And it should just pull away. Oops, I ripped that just a hair. There we go. I want to save that so I can just kind of tape it back. There we go. We want that little bit of an edge. Okay, perfect. Cover is off. That was simple enough. And I think I saved that from being crazy. So, I mean, you could totally just leave it right here and not cover it at all. It becomes more of a Hobonichi type kind of feel, like it's really soft, but I do want to add in the cover. So quick going back to kind of the comparison of last year, I kept the whole piece of paper one piece, and I thought this was going to be a great idea to have the whole chunk of paper. Like I even glued a little bit on here because it's a little bit bigger than 12 by 12. And I thought that was just gonna work so well, but really it needs a cover here and a back cover to feel flexible like my other one. So this one, I cut the page exactly to size, even rounded the corners. So I just had one piece of paper this big. Same thing with this one piece of paper this big. And then I cut out a separate chunk of paper for the spine and connected it. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm not quite sure if I want to do this. I feel like that looks so cute. Or do I do this? I really like this paper as well. I'm thinking. I love that this is yellow and my journal right now is like bright and yellow. So that's why I'm thinking of the yellow, but this has the perforated, and it's not even perforated. It's just a line right here. It's a black line. So I'm wondering, do I want to add some washi tape on the bottom? I thought this would be kind of fun to add a line of washi tape, or maybe I should just, like I said before, just use this piece of paper. And I could, if I wanted to do this, what if we did this and then did this as the spine? No, that's a little weird. We could maybe do this one as, oh, that one's kind of too small. Let me see what else I have real quick. I decided to just go with the yellow. I already had this folded when I did a different project, so I'll cut that in half. I don't like that black line, so we're going to cover it with washi. I'm going to actually line it up right over the line. So it just is adding kind of like a purposeful border here. And then, then I'm also, since I'm going to be gluing this page down, I'm going to wrap the washi around just a little bit. So that too will be, make sure it's pretty even here. Okay, so that too will be glued down as well. Like so. I feel like that's a little bit, okay, that looks good. And then this will be on the bottom. Okay, I like that. Let's do it with the back side as well. And I'm gonna need to go grab a corner rounder. Okay, so then this is gonna be the back side. Here's the front side. I think I'm gonna trim just a little bit off because I'm gonna glue this here. And so I can trim just a hair off the edge. You know what that's fine. I'm gonna trim it off of this side since I wrapped that. So let's go here. All right, that should be fine because that will be wrapped. So I'm not gonna worry about that. Same with this one. I'll take just about that much off of the edge. Okay, let's get all the glue on here. And I'm always super generous with the glue. Don't want any lumps though. I'm sure you could go with a stronger glue, but I really like Elmer's, and I love that it's purple so I can see what I'm gluing down. And then I'm also gonna hit the cover with some glue as well. I might need to go back to the edges, but I'm not too worried about it right now. Okay, so let's get this right here. And if there's a little, I'm gonna make sure it's as flush as possible to the top. I can always trim a little bit, but why not get it right the first time? So it's perfectly fine to have a gap there. I know I trimmed a little bit off, but we're gonna be wrapping the spine. So that is totally fine. Okay, since we never measure correctly over here, I'm a big fan of girl math, you know? I'm just gonna use my little X-Acto knife to make a line where I need to cut. So I also thought like I could flip it around and just make it cream. That's an idea. I kind of like that. What if I just wanted to make it cream there? I feel like then I would have to add some more washi. But I kind of like that. That's pretty. I love how I went with horizontal lines and then vertical. That was really fun. But I wanted to see, I really didn't add a whole lot of length to this. So let's go ahead and cut this down a little bit. It's probably gonna be about 2 inches. Let's give it a little more room. I'm gonna go with 2.5, and we'll just see what that looks like. Flip it around because that was so fun. I really like the cream, and it's gonna connect here. This is another thing. I am not measuring to make sure it's exact. I'm gonna just eyeball what I like. Come around here. I won't give like a super hard crease until I just estimate it here. Okay, I like that. So I'm gonna just put some bend right there, and that's where we're gonna bend it, right here and right here. If you're feeling like you want to pull off your cover and do something like this too, I highly encourage you to have fun and just do it. You might mess up, and that's okay. Like, just have some fun at creating and making things your own. I'm gonna go ahead, whether I use the yellow or not, I'm gonna go ahead and fold it both ways just to give it that flexibility, because it's gonna be flexing back and forth a whole lot with the spine here. Okay, so that feels good, that looks good. Let's try on the yellow side and just see what I think here. Oh, you guys, I think I'm gonna end up going with the yellow and just continue the washi tape around. I feel like I like that more solid look. I feel like I like that solid look better than the cream, even though the cream is cute, but I think we're gonna go with the solid yellow. Okay, so I'm gonna put a ton of glue on both sides. Use this scrap piece of paper. Actually, I feel like the non-pattern side kind of shows the creases more, so it'll be better this way anyways. And if I remember right, I don't put glue in the middle, the part that's actually gonna connect to the spine. Oh, my glue's almost gone. So exciting using up a whole thing of glue. I don't think I had glue in the middle, so I know there's a little bit bleeding over, but I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so let's get this on here. I'm gonna make sure it's right there. And I'm gonna, okay, once I get it lined up, let's get it all lined up here. Okay, so it's all lined up, and then I'm going to, like, it's gonna sound weird, scooch it and give it a little bit of a pinch in the direction of the spine, because this is gonna just give it a little bit of room right there, like in, do you see that little extra white space? Just a little bit, a little more room. So let's do that to the front side as well. That way, I'm hoping, that way we can kind of, that will flatten a little. And yes, it's gonna bend, it's gonna crease. Okay, see how there's a little, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there's a little bit of a roundness to it. And I believe that's what I did with my last one, because this is gonna wear and tear and just provide that extra little bit to the spine so it can open. I know the glue's wet, so I'm gonna be very careful when I open. Okay. Maybe let's see. It's really opening up to the back side. Maybe it doesn't need that much of an opening. So let's slide while the glue's still a little bit sticky. I'm gonna try to slide that paper back, because maybe it didn't need that much of a gap. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Oh, hi, honey. Yeah. Okay, so I'm pushing it back to itself and then just kind of giving it some movement there. But really, it's like sticking. It's not pulling apart, and I think that looks good. I'm gonna check this old one real quick. Oh, a bird. So yeah, this one opens up mostly to the back. If you can see, this is the back. So it opens up like that, and it looks like this one is doing that same thing, opening up to the back. Perfect. I feel like that gives plenty of room. It can lay flat still, and it's not getting messed up and tearing on the front like the previous one did. I honestly think I could even scoot this in a little bit more. Oh. This is an important step to do while the glue is still tacky. Pulling it in towards me just a little bit. But I would recommend, like, while your glue is drying, just going back and forth on all the pages, just kind of randomly opening it up like that, because that's gonna give you the flexibility in that piece of paper. Add on the washi tape to make it match, because I want it all the way around. Hi, Lincoln. Like so. I did like this packaging tape right here, and I'm just gonna do the same thing with this one. Give it a nice slice of packing tape on both sides, just so I know that it's gonna be nice and sturdy. Really, if you wanted the cover to feel more like this, like hard laminated feel, you could cover the whole thing in tape. I'm not going to, because I really liked how the paper was feeling. I didn't realize it at the time, but I just like the paper feel versus this one. So let's do the back side real fast. Hi. Okay, perfection. I think eventually I want to get a sticker that says 2026 on the side. Okay, so now my dilemma, and I need your help in the comments. What do you think? I did tape in some extra months. I did October, November, and December, so I could start this planner a little earlier. The weeks start in October, so it's a little funky. I just thought, well, why not start the whole planner in October? So I did go back and do a little back planning. This is what it looks like back planned, and then in the previous planner it looks like this. I really like that I went through and made my pictures bigger. I think from now on in this planner, if I have room, I want to stick to a bigger picture because these are pretty small. If I'm going to keep it as a memory keeper, I would like to go back and be able to see the pictures a little bit bigger. So I redid this one. I didn't fill in everything exactly, but just the things that I wanted to keep. So I'm trying to decide if I go back through. I thought about cutting them out, cutting pages out and taping it in, but it just got too messy. I'd rather just replan. I have plenty of stickers for that, but I don't know if I want to take the time to go back and back plan or if I just should use the planner from here on out. But I have all these, I did a little bit, I guess. I did a little back planning. But I feel like I just have all these blank pages and I think I want to fill them in. So let me know, what would you do in the comments? Would you backfill in this new planner? And also let me know if you switch up the cover for your planner for 2026. I would love to know what you did. Okay, that is it for today. Thank you so much for following along. Hopefully you found this a little bit helpful or entertaining. And if you did, make sure to give this a like and a thumbs up so I can create more videos like this for you in the future. And I will see you next time. Goodbye. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.